Hi everyone, this is Radull Live. Thanks for joining us today. Today we're going to talk about archery. Yes, recently Kenya sent a team of men and women to South Africa for the Africa Archery Championships, and our ladies came back with medals. Yes, we're going to talk about that. But joining me today is a member of the women's team, the Kenya national women's team, Direm Golicha. Direm, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine, but I don't know that much about archery. I mean, I know Shazana Anwar because she's been there for a while and gone for Olympics, and she's the one who told me we have this team going to South Africa. And at the time, unfortunately, she was looking for funds because there was no money to send you guys. But I'm so proud of the fact that you focused, you went, you came back with silver medals for the girls' team and Shazana as an individual. But I want to know about you, Dirham. How did you get into archery as a sport
Um,
and decide that I want to do it professionally?
my story is quite different.
Yeah.
I started archery as just a few years back, as old as I am. I started
You
like
don't look that old, but yes.
very old. 2017. That was after I saw it on Olympics. Yeah, I didn't actually knew that there was archery in Kenya before, but I normally love sport. I used to play netball in primary, and I love watching, others playing all sort of sport. So I wanted, when I saw it on the TV, I'm like, is it even in Kenya? So I had to Google, and
We're that bad. Oh gosh.
I know. So and it happened that Shazana actually took Kenya to the Olympics. That is in
Yes.
2016. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's what I want to try out. So I contacted the club and I joined the club, and that's how it started. It started as fun. I just wanted to see how it will.
How you would fare.
Yeah.
And when you say the club, is it Shazana who trained you, or there was someone else who was training?
There was a coach was there, Tabasum Anwar.
Hmm.
Sorry.
And I think that's Shazana. Is it her mom?
Yeah.
Because her mom was her coach.
Yeah.
And I know they train at Strathmore grounds there.
Yes.
So you just decided, because usually people show some signs of a talent in this sport. How did you know you were good enough to compete?
That's it. The minute that I started, it's not like we were training every day. The club actually runs on Sundays at from 3 to 6.
Mm-hmm.
So by then I was in Isiolo, so I was working. So I had to travel over the weekend to join the club. To train. So actually, you have to start with a shorter distance, like 10 meters, 20, and then as you go on. So with the shorter distance, I enjoyed. So I kept moving forward to 30 meters. So when I win my first match, I was like, okay, this is now getting serious. So I can go ahead. I can do this. So
Wait, so you at the time you were living and working in Isiolo?
yes.
And you were so committed that every weekend you travel all the way to Nairobi
Yes.
just for an archery training session,
Yep.
then you go back.
Yes.
Wow, that's commitment.
I know.
That's commitment.
No, right?
But when you were in Isiolo, you would train by yourself, or how does it work?
I wasn't training at all.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Just
So,
once a week?
Yep.
Okay, so at what point did you decide I'm going to be professional? Because as a professional, you can't have once a week training.
Yeah. So like I said, you have to move to 30 and then to 70, and the longest distance, the Olympic distance is 70 meters.
Mm-hmm.
So at 50 meters, you have to change the bow, the equipment from a beginner's bow to you. That's when now you can say you can invest more in a new equipment. So I realized now at 50, at 30, I really wanted to be that serious to take it
to the next
level. And I told my dad I will one day be representing the country through this sport. He was the one actually who supported me throughout.
Aww.
Yeah. So that's when I decided to buy my first bow at 50 meters, and I tried out 70 meters as well. It's just short period of time, but there was a lot of support also from coach, and the colleagues around. I mean, they're the athletes, so yeah, it was fun.
I know you were telling me that unfortunately your dad passed away, but did he get to see you represent the country?
No, actually passed away the same year I qualified for African Games.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I passed this. It's okay.
But I'm sure he was looking down on you,
Yeah.
very, very proud.
Yes.
Very proud. I'm imagining your family must have been the one supporting you, because it's not cheap coming to Nairobi every weekend. It's not cheap buying that equipment, and I've seen it. It's a huge contraption. So how are you funding all that?
Like you said, you can't get funds outside, but it comes from within. So my dad, like I said before, is the one who started, who has been supporting me from day one. I know it sounds madness, like, you know, for someone who is working and then you have to come to Nairobi for just sport. You know, people think it's just like a hobby.
A game, yeah.
It's just, but he was there. He supported me financially and also, you know, mentally. And after he left as well, so I had family members who were so close to me, and another father that I had. So yeah.
Continue to support me.
To
I don't think people realize the sacrifices that the families of athletes make, especially in Kenya, because we're not doing it. There's something we're doing wrong, because you go out there and you're representing Kenya, but Kenya is not behind you. Does that frustrate you sometimes?
Yes, it does, because at some point, yeah. But, you know, when you start as an athlete, you know, everyone wants to see your capabilities first. So at first, you'll just be like, it should be on me. You know, I have to buy equipment, which is, it's my responsibility to do that when I'm starting. But now when you reach that level of representing the country, of course, we do try to, you know, try to have hope that the government will come through or somebody else to support us, you know. So yeah, it's we do hope that we can get support.
That's how it should be, and unfortunately there's so many sports in this country that are in the same predicament. I know when Shazana was telling me that you were going to South Africa, she was saying, actually right now, we don't even have enough money to go. We want to fundraise. The government was in transition between changeover of CS and PS, and nobody wanted to take responsibility and come and fund the team. And it wasn't just, we had a team that was supposed to be in Mexico, I think baseball 5 or something. It was supposed to be in Mexico for the World Championship. We had the rugby people going somewhere, and everybody's waiting on the same government. Do you have a federation as yet, or how do you get to participate? Who supports you in terms of the permissions to perform internationally?
We do have a federation.
You have one now?
Yeah, we do.
I know when I had Shazana here I think 2 years ago, she said, we still don't have...
No. Actually, she's also in the officials, so at least we have a team manager and a coach, and officials are, yeah, at least they're there.
I remember when I talked to Shazana, she said we're in the process of trying to get things a little bit organized, because it's still not a sport this government was recognizing, despite the fact that we've been to Olympics in it. How far do you want to go with the sport?
My focus is definitely to represent the country in the next Olympics, which is next year. There is an Olympic qualifier.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just a few months to go. So, yeah, my hope is there.
Before we get there, tell me about the competition in South Africa, preparing, the level of opponents you had. How did you prepare for this?
It wasn't easy. But, you know, it's like working and, you know, side hustling, and you have to be an athlete training. You know, we are supposed to be training throughout, yeah? But unfortunately, with the time, it hasn't been easy. But we made it. We tried to.
Because you go out there and compete against people who train full-time.
Yeah.
But you... In fact, I was supposed to have Hakim, another gentleman, here today. Yeah. And he said, unfortunately, I have to work. So you have to go to work for 9 hours, then go and train.
Yeah.
What is a normal day for you?
Actually, I don't stay in Nairobi, so I have to travel
You still
back.
don't stay in Nairobi?
Yeah, so I have to travel back to Nairobi for training.
That's
so
how many times a week?
Like 3 times, 2 times, sometimes none.
So you still live in Isiolo?
Yeah.
That's commitment. That's commitment.
There's no way other, like there's no other way. So
Wow. So when you, so even when you're training for the African Championships, it was the same.
it was a bit, yeah, but I was so committed that, you know, I have been stationed in Nairobi for quite long. So
But then you
it's
have
just
to be
the
away
same
from
thing.
your family, you have to be with
Yeah.
other relatives
Yeah,
and
we
stuff
have
like that.
a family, we have a house here as well, but you know, there is work and there is hustling.
And you still have to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when you went to South Africa, tell me about being in South Africa, the other athletes you're meeting. What was going through your mind as you were preparing for the competition? You arrive in South Africa now, you look at the facilities, you look at the other athletes you're competing against. How are you feeling at the time? What are you thinking your chances are?
I was so ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we have, personally, I was expecting a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And that, like, once you're there, you'll be like, okay, now there's no other way. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now it's a long awaited thing, so we are here and we're here to perform. So meeting other athletes as well, it gives you that, you know, competition mood, and there's no joking around. So it's amazing to meet other athletes.
And the level of their facilities compared to what we have?
Oh, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, it's good to give credit. Yeah, Pretoria was amazing.
We're a few light years away.
Yeah, yes.
All right, I want us to take a short break, Direm. When we come back, I want to know what you want to ask of the government, the media, the fans, your fellow athletes, and your fellow archers. What do you want from them in order for you to get that qualification to the Olympics and beyond? And you can speak on behalf of your teammates as well, because I'm sure your hopes and your dreams are the same. So we're going to take a short break. We'll see you in just a bit. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back. This is Radull Live. I'm still here with Direm Golicha. She is an archer, recently back from South Africa, where our women's team got a silver medal. One of the other female archers, Shazana Anwar, also got a silver medal. I want to ask about the silver medal you got before we talk about something else. Before the break, we were talking about you being in South Africa and the fact that their facilities are just out of this world compared to what we have, and we haven't invested. But at the competition, how did you feel getting a silver medal at Africa Championship? That's not something small.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, for the first time, this is the first time Kenya has taken archery team to
the
any
Africa Championship.
yes.
Male and female.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
both. So it's something which is very amazing for me. It's an achievement. It's a huge one.
It's a huge
achievement.
achievement.
Yes.
And I want to know about the moment you found out you were a silver medalist. What went through your mind? How did you feel?
I felt great, and you know, we had different expectation to even win.
Mm-hmm.
So something happened which made us to.
You worked hard.
Yes, we did.
Your skill.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to your teammates, to your female teammates. Yeah, let's hear their names.
Shout out to Shazana and Agnes.
No, but you're gonna miss one and she'll be mad.
I don't want to laugh over here, but they know. So good job, we made it, you know. Even though I don't show it, I just feel like screaming. I've been screaming. I've been, you know.
You've earned it. You've earned the right to be a diva if you want to be a diva. You've earned the right to boast. And considering the sacrifice you're telling me about, you know, coming all the way to Nairobi every week just to train, to represent Kenya. Have you got any government recognition since you came back?
No. Not yet.
A tweet. I won't get you into trouble. No, but it's shame on us. It's shame on us. Even the media, even as media, I mean, I put it on my social media handles, but mainstream media should make enough noise about it that the government has to recognize.
Maybe it's there, but I don't know. Maybe it's there. Have you seen?
No, I'm not talking about an article. That's not enough.
Okay.
You should be called to State House. You should be called to the ministry, you know. They should be applauding you. A tweet is not enough. Putting you on social media, oh, you won. Well, alafu, what are you going to do about it?
I should say not yet. They haven't.
Nothing yet?
Not yet.
On that note, what can we do as Kenyans, as administrators, to make sure that you guys get to the Olympics? What, in an ideal situation, what would you like us to do? Or what would you like to see happen?
As much as there are a lot of different federations out there, and every federation has their own challenge, and every athlete have, you know, their own challenges, but it's something which is general when it comes to support. So I think as much as athletes are training hard out there, they're doing what they're supposed to do, we would appreciate if government will come through financially, and also, you know, that's the major thing for now, because there's some people who are out there but they can't afford. Like, our sport is very expensive, you know, the equipment, and I'm not saying that it's all have to be on the government, but there is some part that they can generally pay.
The government needs to lead the way.
Like,
I don't believe the government should fund continuously the athletes, but they should lead the way in letting the rest of the Kenya know, letting the rest of Kenya know that we have these athletes, this is what they're doing. The government should provide the facilities so that you can improve. The day-to-day sponsorship usually comes from corporates. And for me, that is where the media comes in. The media should make more noise about it. You should make your own noise on social media, you know. Let people know this is what... And the Kenya Archery handle has been very active in this period in letting people know what's happening. I just don't know if people know where to find them, where to find this information. If I didn't know Shazana personally, I'm not sure I would have even known that there was a team going to South Africa. So from within and from our angle, we need to make a lot more noise so that you get the recognition. Because then also that's how you get the corporates to take notice. Because if I'm a corporate sitting, I'm like, hey, look at Direm. This girl can sell my products every time she's practicing or whatever she's doing. She can wear my jerseys. People will buy, you know. So what do you need? Because if you're going to go to Olympics, do you think you can still train 2 or 3 times a week?
No.
Or you need to be in a place where you're literally training daily almost?
That's what I'm working on. And as our federation, actually, we have some issues we discussed about, and you know how to facilitate the training and more training and what we need to do. So at least personally from our federation, there is a way we are trying to make it happen. But
because it would probably mean you move from Isiolo.
Yeah, I'll see.
Because you have to move and have a job, you need an income.
Yes, so yes, that's the biggest part actually. You can't survive without a job, and you can't live being an athlete as well. So it has to be balanced. Or
what do you do? What do you do? What type of job do you do?
I'm a nutritionist.
You're a nutritionist.
And I have other side things I'm as well doing. So I will let you know later.
But I'm asking because maybe there's someone here in Nairobi or an organization that needs a nutritionist, you know.
Yeah.
But it would be nice if you could work with sports teams, you know.
I'm coming there.
You're coming there?
Yeah, I'm on my way there.
Because there are so many things we don't do professionally, as in our athletes will go to train, but nobody's advising them what to eat at home, how to
True.
stay fit, how to
Yeah.
prepare mentally. How would you advise athletes? How would you advise other archers? What do you think their diet should be like? Yeah, you're a professional.
I know, but it depends also with the athletes'
What
health
they're
status.
doing.
Yeah,
Mm.
how everyone is different, so we work with individual.
Because the only team I know that invested in a nutritionist is our rugby sevens team.
Is it?
Yes,
Oh,
they have.
nice.
They, I don't know if they still have, but at the time we reached our highest ever ranking,
Yeah.
they had employed a nutritionist because I
Wow.
know her. She was Wanjiku warrior.
Yeah.
She helped me lose some kilos
Is it?
many years ago.
You're good.
But she actually worked with the sevens team and told the players, this is what you need to eat for breakfast, this is what you
Yeah.
need for lunch.
Meal planning.
But because you work with the coaches to know what body they need, because
Exactly.
bodies are different
Yeah.
depending on the sport you're doing. And there's also, I'm imagining, food that sharpens your brain. Yeah, see, like fish and stuff. No, I don't know. I'm not the
Fish.
professional here. But diet is important regardless of which sport you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it would be nice if you could be national team nutritionist. Huh?
God will.
You're working on that.
Yeah. It's God
Yeah.
speed.
What would you tell other people who want to get into archery? Where can they start?
We have archery clubs. We have a
Mm.
national archery club as well, and it's a sport which is open and free to all ages. So I think it will be lovely to have a lot of archers, more archers, and I think by now the archery is pretty known right now. It's coming up.
It's coming
in
up,
all
yeah.
corners of Kenya actually. So yeah,
Is it there in Isiolo? And
No.
do people in Isiolo know what you do?
no, it's
Did-
not known in Isiolo nor in the northeastern part.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they have an idea, and I'm sure that they're aware about me. Some do, and my county government is aware. So it's my hope that I will try my best to expand the sport in those areas as well. Not only archery, but in any other sports that anyone can manage.
What challenges do you face being in this sport as a woman?
It's a lot. That's to narrow it down.
As a community?
Not everyone believes in, I'm sorry to say this, but you don't get people to believe that sport is something which can be, something great.
A career.
Yeah, a career. So others might be like, oh, you're wasting your time, or what are you getting out of this? But they have no idea that as an athlete as well, you have your own focus and goal. And actually to represent a country is just not about you anymore. So challenges are, it's a lot, like I said, but it depends with me, and also, as an individual, how I can block any negativity and just focus on the goal ahead. So I don't cry much about the challenges. It actually empowers me to go forward.
To go forward.
Yeah.
I find that with so many Kenyan athletes, your spirit and your resilience is so much, and that carries you forward. What sacrifices have you had to make? I mean, apart from driving to Nairobi twice a week, which is huge, in order to do this?
It's called what? Like, I had pretty good offers with my job.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many job opportunities. I had to let it go because of just to train. I have to find something that can at least excuse me and try to
give you time
train.
off.
Yeah, that's one huge challenge. The rest, I don't call it even as a risk or anything. It's not even a sacrifice. Just like I'm doing
Something
this.
you want to do and you love it.
Yes. So
But
I don't
wouldn't-
feel any regret of any decision that I've been making. Yeah. So.
But wouldn't you love a situation where archery can pay you? You can be a full-time archer and that is what you do. That is your career. That's your job. And it pays your bills.
Yeah. It will be amazing. We
Yeah.
will reach there. We're heading
I
there.
hope we reach there. We're still trying to get there even in football and rugby.
There, I know.
I think
So
it's only
our
athletics and athletics at certain levels
Oh yeah,
that they
athletics
can
are
say,
good,
and that's because they go for competitions and win big money. But that would be in other countries,
yeah.
that's what it is. When you go for Olympics, you're competing against an archer who's an archer, not a
Yeah.
side hustle person. You know, they
Exactly.
can focus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be nice for a time to come when you can just say, I am an archer. That is what I do. And you live in a nice house and drive a nice car, and your sport has earned that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dream.
For every athlete, I think all the federations, I think out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we need to see how we can make that happen, because it should happen. It needs to happen. The sacrifices you guys make, it needs to happen. Yeah. Well, thanks, Direm. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming on the show.
I'm honored to be here, and thank you. Feel comfortable now.
You were supposed to be with someone else, but unfortunately, and you see, those are the sacrifices you make. I mean, his work just said, we've just given you 2 weeks for competition, and you can understand when your employer says that,
Yeah.
because he employs you to work.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm giving you time off for your sport. Who's going to do your job, and I'm still paying you. So
Yeah.
it's challenges that we completely understand,
Yep.
and I'm hoping one day we can overcome. But thank you so much. Direm Golicha, archer,
Yeah.
silver medalist, even though it's a team silver medalist.
It's a
you
team
can still
silver
say
medalist.
it's still a silver medalist
Mhm.
for you and your team.
Yeah.
And I believe the sky is the limit, And I wish you the best.
Thank you so
and
much.
let me know what more support we can give you as you try and prepare for Olympics.
Sure.
So that when we get there, we can say, at least. And I'm going to make noise for the government. I know you can't, because you play for Kenya. I can make noise. I'm not answerable to anyone. Thank you so much for coming, and thank you guys for watching Radull Live. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. We've been talking about archery. Yes, we were silver medalists in South Africa recently. And we can do even better with your support. I hope you'll join the show again next week. Bye-bye.